right. And then just here, live. All right. Hi, friends out there. Welcome to another episode of Discovering Our Journey.
That's right. I'm your host, MC.
And I'm JC.
I'm sorry, you got me right in the middle.
Don't leave me hanging. Hey, but it's because you've gone through a lot.
Oh,
you've had a whole week of a lot.
Yes,
so, yes, congratulations is in order for this one here as he's trucking through life.
That's right.
He's going through those great moments.
That's right.
Yeah. So, what are you thankful for? Because today we're going to be talking about being thankful.
Well, I mean, more than anything, is thankful to God. I think is like the number one.
Yeah.
You know, thankful to God that I have the ability to go through life and learn. And because I've had lows and lows and lows, but
peaks and valleys, my friend.
Right now I'm on more high than lows, so
that's awesome.
I'm thankful for that.
Aw, that's good. And so I'm deeply thankful for the life I was granted, because tomorrow's never promised, right? That's always how it is. Mm-hmm. The permission to breathe, to fall, to rise again. Every scar, every challenge, every victory has been a lesson carved in grace. And so it's sharpened the way I've chosen to live my life now, which is with intention and with heart, right? Mm-hmm. It's just something that happens. And so being a daughter, a sister, a mother, all those titles that we hold under our belt, right? Especially me here in this moment. It's depth of love, and you find the beauty in the small things. And so it's brought me closer to my purpose. And it reminds me that healing and growth have given me healthier choices, and it's honored with the time that we're granted, so it's good. It's good.
And what are you thankful for today?
Today, man, for my kids.
Yeah.
For my kids, my spouse, and everything else that, my home, like I told you, I've been going through a lot of trials. So everything has been, we're good. Everything has been a challenge, but I'm thankful that I have been keeping a clear mind. Mm-hmm. It's those scars that have helped me to stay focused.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So, and one thing, what have you thought that all of this, just trying to extract the thankfulness of it all, what has it given to you?
I mean, thankfulness is just really understanding how life hits you with stuff, and it's very difficult. I'm getting better and better at it now, but I struggled with it before because it's just, you just don't realize it once you start going down that path of just like why, you ask yourself why. And I'm not saying it's not always, it's not always a bad thing to ask why.
Yeah.
Right. But you got to kind of look at what can I do?
Don't victimize yourself.
Don't victimize yourself and
be
like
that.
Why me? Why did my car get hit? Why did I get, whatever? It's
Absolutely.
always why. And I think that's where people start to get into that mode where it's like start getting angry or upset, and they're not thankful. It starts to get you stressed. It starts to get you anxiety.
Absolutely.
So that's one of those things where it's like, it's not even about being thankful. Some people have to start and just not be that way.
Yeah.
To be thankful. Because again, that's where I was. I was at a point in my life where I'm like, just like, why this, why that? So I wasn't even thinking about thankful. I was disliking life. So it was like, just letting it beat me up and just taking it,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
and the thing is, we don't have to take it. Instead of asking why, what can we do?
What can we do? That's a good question to ask yourself. Because I would always worry about tomorrow, especially being young. I remember after high school, when I was kind of like thrown into the deep pool of life, I had a lot of anxiety because I was thinking like, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. Like, do I really want to go to college? Do I want to have a job? I mean, I already had a job while I was in high school. So I was like, do I want to keep pursuing that kind of career though? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it was a lot, and that brought on anxiety.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that, I just started taking every day as it came.
Yeah. And everything's a balance. Now, remember, we can't sit there and ask ourselves, "What can I do now? What can I do now?" Either and start worrying about the
Yes,
future. So again, you
absolutely.
can't go the other way and start being like, "Oh my God, now what do I do? What am I going to do? What if this? What if that?" You can't go that way. Everything has to have a balance. That's what I love about understanding life now. That where I'm at in my life, it's like everything has to have a balance. So you can't be too much this way. You can't be too much that way. That's why I kind of consider myself a realist, but that's the way that I see it.
Hi, Haku. Yeah, check out Haku there.
Oh dang!
Yeah, what's something simple you enjoyed today? If you want to put it on the chat
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
If
definitely.
you guys want
Share
to
with
comment,
us.
yeah,
Share with us.
anything like that satisfied you today that you can see you're thankful for, like
Yes.
like a warm drink, right?
Yes.
A nice cup of Joe,
Yes.
that makes my day.
Yeah.
Tea, some fresh air,
Yeah.
quiet time.
And sometimes something you overcame because maybe you don't realize that you're thankful for it, but you overcame something.
Yep.
Someone got you a little upset, something happened, I don't know, whatever it was, and you were a little thankful for what, you were basically overcoming that situation. That's also being thankful.
Yeah,
You got to be thankful for
absolutely.
those moments because they all can't be terrible. They can't.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can't.
And then the routines too, right? That we talked about healthy routines, do you have a healthy routine that brings you the comfort and the peace,
Yeah.
the spin classes,
Hmm.
yoga, or
That's right.
all of that stuff?
Karate, whatever it is.
What is that
The
one that you used
gym.
to be into? The
Zumba. I knew you were gonna say that.
You got some moves,
Yeah,
man.
so I learned when them ladies, they know how to move and stuff like, dang, so
He's like, watch me.
yeah,
I got this.
I got you, and stuff, yeah.
I love it. And then also for the healthy routine lives, you can also ask yourself, can you think of a moment today when something could have gone wrong and didn't? Right? We
Yeah.
always think negative, always.
Yeah.
It's I think a human thing.
I know.
Right? Watch. I'm gonna my car's not gonna start. Watch. And then you go and it starts and you're like, oh God, because you left the light on or something, I've done that.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't worry about it. I just, hey, I got the jump starter in the garage if I have to go grab it. So
Oh,
I
there
don't.
you go.
You know what? I honestly don't worry about a lot of stuff. The older I get, the less I worry. And it's funny.
That's so true.
I told my mom not
That's
that
so
long ago. I said, hey, I don't. What? I told my mom, what? If someone were to hit my car right now, I wouldn't worry because why? I got insurance. I pay. I make
Absolutely.
sure. And and my mom goes, oh, I don't worry either. I was like, yeah, Mom, but you don't got full coverage. You didn't get full coverage, so they covers you. And I swear I jinxed myself. A week later, someone hit my car.
No.
Parked in my house. My tire was to the left. What happened was the car got so close to me, it hit my tire straight. So I had one straight tire and one curved tire.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the insurance, I had to get a rental, everything, they covered it, but it covered. I was like, dang, someone's testing me.
That's right. Hey, that's gonna be your mom looking to see, okay, now it happened to you.
Yeah.
Let's see how you
Yeah.
react. Son of mine that says you
And
can
the
handle
truth
it.
is, it happened. It's like, I just can't worry about stuff like that. I just can't.
Absolutely.
So,
And so what does Haku say there?
Aku the cat. I don't worry about those. No, I don't worry about those things. Way positive. All right.
Yeah, you got to think positive. Absolutely. Boot the
Yeah.
negative,
Yeah.
bring in the positive. I love that thinking. Good job.
Now it turns out, though, the hard part I think sometimes is also being with friends or family that are a little negative.
Absolutely.
Oh, man,
so
that's
let's
a toughie.
So first, let's jump into environment before
Oh,
the
yes.
family.
All
Let's
right.
let's jump to the environment and the possessions.
Okay.
So what do you have in your home right now that makes life easier for you? Right? We have a lot of those that we can say we're thankful for. You said your machine that makes
that new
slushies.
one?
Are you kidding me? And then the new one, the
but
Ninja. Wasn't it?
that was for my wife though. She likes the slushy machine.
He's such a gadget lover.
So, but I got that for her as a present for her. So she likes it because she always likes slushy stuff. So I finally went out and I would tell her, let's buy it. She'd say, no. And now I bought it. She's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, make me a slushie.
Absolutely.
So, she's the one that likes the slushies. So I got that for her. For me, the newest thing I got was this microwavable bowl. I guess it's a little grill. And you put the hamburger patties and you put it in the microwave.
Oh, that's right.
And in less than 7 minutes, from frozen to nice, fresh, juicy patties with no spray, nothing. It just, oh my God, it's so good.
That's
And then my
good.
wife made some paninis with it the other day, and I'm like, dang, they were good. So yeah, that's the new gadget that I got. And I'm thankful for that guy.
That's right. I'm thankful for the KitchenAid.
The KitchenAid.
I love making desserts and pancakes and a bunch of bready
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's just an awesome tool.
Yes.
It helps, instead of
Yes.
needing and needing, you got these things, you just plug it in and you just go.
Yeah.
It just does it for you. I'm
It-
into that right now too.
Yeah, and what's funny? I think that I'm sure that every generation is going to have this, but
Yeah.
if we really realize it, how much we struggled as young teenagers.
Yeah.
No cell phones, no computers, no none of that stuff. I mean, every day we got to be thankful. I mean, it's like,
Hey, but we made it work though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With the calculators,
That's right,
secret
that's right.
codes,
Exactly.
pagers.
Pagers. My God, how many times?
tapes.
How many times did I call my mom, Colette, going, "Mom, I'll be home at 9. Okay, I love you. Bye." All right, you got a Colette call from Mom. I'll be home at 9. I love you. Bye. It's like, and I said, if you want to talk to me, take the call, and if you don't, just hang up.
Dude, that strategy.
So
I
that
love
was,
it.
oh my God, and it's funny because there was an AT&T or some commercial that had that same, because it just happened that the guy called and said, "Had a baby, it's a boy." And
Oh
someone
my
called
gosh!
Colette,
And they're all celebrating.
yeah,
for
so,
you.
yeah, we got your message. Had a baby, it's a boy.
That's funny.
Yeah, so we got to be thankful. Honestly, it's like
Yeah.
it just was such a hard life. Order out.
Oh yeah, Uber Eats and
Eats,
the,
it's like, dude,
the groceries that come to your door.
Amazon, dude. That's like you got thank you Amazon, because it's like I can build a fort with all my packages. It's like,
Oh man.
yeah, Amazon is one of those things, man.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, those are all good. And then we forget about the small things too, like our bed,
mhm.
right? The electricity, the clean water. We forget about those simple things that we are always granted to us, right? As we see them in our culture,
Mhm.
right, and in our state, because
Definitely.
I've seen other areas of the world that don't have that, and it's quite sad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thankful.
Yeah, having a bed to sleep on, definitely. I know my brother's one thing my brother said that to me. He's like, I listened to you about that. He goes, I said, make sure I have a good bed.
Yes.
And I told him, as he said, when I had a chance, he goes, man, I got a good bed. He goes, man, it's a difference.
Yes.
He's like, I remember that. I was like, yep, that's what you have. You have to have a good bed, man. That's tough. And there's people, like you said, that don't even have one.
Yeah.
Struggle. So
Yeah. So now let's talk about the relationships and the people.
Oh,
For
dang.
thankful. Who is someone in your life that supports you emotionally or partially? Do you guys have somebody out there? Because it's important to have that, right? Either a best friend,
yeah.
a close coworker, a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Me myself, I have my wife. She's the most positive person I know. Yeah, it's not always. It's a
I
challenge,
know. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I was like,
But you know what?
she's the
That's
most positive
beautiful.
sometimes.
That's your spouse. You guys
Are you
are
sure you
one.
can't make it fit? No, we can't make that work. But it would be easier, I know, but we can't make it work. So sometimes she's a little too positive, and it's like, I can't. We can't do that. It's not, so we have difference of viewing things. So, that's how it goes.
Absolutely.
So, but she's always so positive. So I guess, hey, I'd rather, her be positive than negative. So, but yeah, it's a challenge.
It is both ways. It's a
Yeah,
challenge. I mean, even on my side, it's a challenge.
Yeah. Who's the most positive one on your team here? Is it you or your spouse?
Oh, we're talking about spouse now, or
Well, I was just
general?
saying, no, I was
like
just
who
saying,
support or power?
no, I'm just saying spouse, because I use my spouse. So I'm saying your spouse. Who's the positive?
Oh,
one?
so now you're gonna make me use my spouse?
Oh no, you don't have to. I'm just asking. You don't
I'm
have to
joking.
tell me.
I'm joking. No, I love my spouse. We are right now in, we're trying to work together with our children. So it's been a little misses, but we're good. We're good. But when I'm talking about support emotionally, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna say Betty. She is my group table leader at Bible study, and she just, man, she speaks power into me again. A lot of times there's been defeating things that I've gone through, especially with these kids, especially with my spouse, especially with how we're going to do this, and I'm just like, I'm a little deflated and I need a little love. And she just comes at me, man, with the word and prayer. And it's just like, I can't believe someone loves me that much to give me that much attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to make her like my therapist, because it takes a lot sometimes. You're just like, girl, you're taking my energy, but I do need prayer sometimes. And right now I'm in that chapter of my life, and she's so forgiving and such a friendly person that she's just like, hey, that's what I'm here for. And I'm like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And all my group too. All my group. My husband as well. I love you. My kids. I love you guys too. And yeah, and you guys, because you guys are always here faithfully. Yeah, supporting what we're doing. Trying to be
Definitely.
out there to tell the world, hey, we have some resources, we have some experiences that we just want to share, and a legacy that we want to leave behind. Because wisdom, just kept to yourself, is never good. We want to be out there to share it.
Yeah.
Help others.
That's right.
So another question that we can ask ourselves to guide ourselves to find those good things to be thankful for is, did anyone show you kindness recently? No matter how small. Someone.
Hmm. You go first.
Okay, so I drop off my child, and when you're dropping off your kid at school, it's a mess. Okay, and where we drop off our children, it's a mess. There's a lot of people there, and so it was kind when someone's like, "Go ahead." You do the zipper, right? And a lot of times they don't obey the zipper. It's like one car, one car, one car, one car. And so this car was like, go. And it's like, I get it, you have somewhere to go. But those ones that stopped, and particularly today, stopped and said, go. I see you're stuck. Go. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
You?
You know what? I always see certain things like that. Sometimes it could be as easy as a smile. Sometimes,
Yes.
and that's what I feel like is sometimes just the most important.
Absolutely.
It's just sometimes, especially work nowadays is difficult. I know that people struggle, and so today,
Did you get a smile? Did you get a nice smile?
Yeah, I got a nice smile.
Isn't it contagious though? When someone's smiling, you're like, what are they happy about? And it just makes you smile.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I look for in other people. Just a smile.
Aww.
It's like, you know what? That's the easiest way of showing kindness. Just a smile. Smile at someone. And so, especially if sometimes maybe they're not smiling and you smile at them, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, that's also being thankful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can definitely be. And I see we got someone there.
Oh man. Didn't realize you can
slushy anything. Yes, you can. Apparently you can.
Yeah, it's
what did I give you? What did I give you?
Ninja slushy is bomb.
I gave you the horchata thing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Then you
put
made
that
it
thing in
into
the
slushy?
made into a slushy.
That's so cool. And it was just a simple drink. It was a drink in a can.
Yeah, the stuff that's a little harder is when you start trying to do sugar free, but because apparently it's the ice crystals that are a certain temperature that are able to like slush stuff up. So if it's got sugar in it, then you can slush it. And then with the liquor, it just certain levels of degrees. So Ninja slushy.
That's interesting though, that when they take away the sugar from it,
it makes it more difficult. Yeah, because
That's
it's
crazy.
water. So there's no point of freezing. That's the problem. Because
it wouldn't even turn like what is that one? It's not slushy, but it's the thicker pieces.
It does.
Yeah, it's just more difficult when it's diet. Is what I'm saying. It's more difficult.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyways, well, there you go. And then what's the other ones?
So we got
Haku says
Haku, the George Foreman. Oh yeah, it's like a George Foreman. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but it goes in the microwave. I remember that. Oh yeah, the commercial was good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And Haku, you got to share with us what you're thankful for in relationships, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If anyone showed you any kindness recently, anything at least a little small too. And then how about what is one memory with a friend or family member that you're grateful for? If not recently, anything just,
A friend grateful for. I mean, my brother, I'm really grateful for him. When he was here, he allowed me to be a part of his life. So I was a really big brother, 16-year difference. So, I mean, definitely grateful for him. He taught me a lot about myself. So yeah, definitely grateful for him.
So on that one, one memory with a friend or family member that I'm grateful for, that one I'll give it to my husband. That one I will. Because like you said, he he's my biggest encourager, you know, through circumstances. Yeah, he kind of challenges me, and through crisis, like we've said before, like it shows our true character. And
Mhm.
he has ruffled my feathers a lot, right? But he has also kept me true to me. You know, sometimes like I've done things out of just fear, and I'm just like, whoa, wait, that's not me. I can't be doing that. That's not who I am, right? It doesn't matter if it's a word or anything.
Yeah.
I should check myself. And that's what I'm grateful for. That, you know, and even though we go through these trials, I'm grateful that we're still able to kind of talk it out and like try to hold hands, and we're able to kind of still kiss and just be like, hey, I'm sorry, you know. Are you sorry? I hope you're sorry.
And you know, and you made a good point with that topic. You know, something we'll have to touch on later with fear, because fear is such, you know, I know people want to use it as, oh, well, that's just me, but it's you can't use fear. It turns into negative, and that's not good. Definitely not good.
You know, I'm unfortunately I don't want to bring news, but a lot of news is happening right now, of Hollywood and things that I grew up with, and it's really sad hearing these stories. And I'm just saying, you know what? Dang, a lot of people were driven with fear, and I'm hoping that maybe that's another topic we can hit
Yeah,
on.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's one of those topics where not a lot of people talk about.
No.
You know, because again, we talk about anger or other stuff that you think
Yeah.
is just that's the negative stuff, but fears is a silent killer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll get
And it
you.
makes you do things that you don't want
That's
to.
what I'm trying to tell you. It's one of
It
those
holds
things
you
where it's like,
captive.
yeah, you feel, you know, you how does it when you feel not empowered, but it's like you feel
No, you're feeling enslaved, trapped.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
So, but that's later. Look.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Gahaku says,
Oh dang.
fear's
Haku
a
says,
path.
Fear's a path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger
Yes.
leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And that's one thing, like I said,
Yeah.
anger is a secondary emotion. So if
Yeah.
someone's angry with you, look to see what caused that anger, because
Right.
I've been there, right?
Yeah.
Especially with my kids right now. My teen is growing up, he wants to be a young adult, and so anger comes out, right? And when I look to see, well, what are you angry about, sometimes it's because he's trying to be that young man that I kind of showed him to be, and I'm like, hey, you're still a kid. And so when he redirects me, it's like, well, you said to do this, you know. I'm like, okay, whoa, let me go ahead and revisit that. Let me think about that, because I'm glad you're trying to step up,
Yeah.
you know. But this is how.
And that's basically what the word I was looking for is justification. It's just sometimes we justify
Mm.
ourselves because of the fears that we have, and people need to
Yes.
understand us and whatever. But definitely a topic we'll have to touch.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Haku. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep.
awesome one. Okay, so let's talk about the inner life and growth with thankful, right? What it does to us. So a question to ask ourselves here to guide us there is, what challenge have you overcome that helped you grow stronger? Ooh, there's a lot.
Okay. Challenge is the patience. I think
Yes.
patience is my biggest thing. I was very impatient, and something I continue to work on. But I think that was probably my thing that I've worked on the most, is just try to be patient and really relax. So and I think that was patient with certain things, but there was other things that I wasn't patient. So I'm trying to be patient across the board.
Yes.
Just you know, it's almost like one of the topics we talked about before sometimes, right? You think before you speak.
Oh,
You know, that's part of patience.
that's hard, but
That's
yeah.
part of patience. You know, I struggle with that sometimes, you know, interrupting people sometimes. That's one of my struggles. Because I don't understand their point and whatever. So again, it's all to do with, but it all ties together, you know, it's patience. Patience.
That's it. You're acknowledging it. You're acknowledging it. That's the biggest thing. I have to always acknowledge where I go wrong.
And you know what? And here's the thing though. And again, I'm going back to the
The balance.
why? Because I know people that are like, well, that's just the way that I am.
Oh,
And see,
I don't
there we
like
go.
that.
See,
Yeah.
hey, but he's admitting it, right? See
Oh.
what you just said to me. People
Yeah.
like that will take what you said and go, yeah, I know. And you don't like me. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So we go again. Everything's got to have a balance. So yeah, of course. So it's not always just good to admit that you're that way, because then now you became something even different.
Absolutely.
So we got to be careful with that.
Absolutely.
So what about you?
Yeah, so a big challenge I had to overcome was when I was younger, right?
Mhm.
I was really slow, I was really quiet, and I mean, it pretty much is my testimony because it damaged me. You know, even my own family that would be frustrated with trying to do homework assignments with me, like they didn't have the patience for me. And so growing up, you would think I would victimize myself, right? And I would be like treating others that way. Well, I actually treated others with more love and I didn't want them to be hurt like I was.
Mhm.
And so I stayed humble, and those that I saw that struggled, I would help them immensely. And so it really, it really showed me my purpose and what I was going to do in life. You know,
Mhm.
even my mom would be like, or my dad, oh, he would spank me because I would take apart his radio and stuff. Oh, I was very curious, you know, but all those things taught me that, hey, from little, you already had these wonderful things about you that
Mhm.
when you get bigger, trust me. I mean, look at what we're doing now. You know, curiosity brought me to this point, right?
Yeah,
It is wanting to help and wanting to just like share and being
definitely.
curious about others.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. It's a strength. And so another thing we can ask ourselves is in what ways have you matured, right? Because we're talking about maturity, especially when you acknowledge, right? Hey, or changed for the better in the past years.
I mean, the patience is, I think, my
The
biggest thing.
patience,
And
me
like I said,
too.
and again, it's not just like I'm not just saying it to say, oh, it's the same thing, but in different aspects.
Yep.
Because, like I said, the whole thing, patience with, you know, it could be as much as driving, it could be as much as letting people talk, it could be as much as, you know,
Thank you.
work satisfaction of stuff, you know, and like I want it now, you know, what
Absolutely.
there's so many aspects and areas of patience that
Especially
is,
that I want it
yeah,
now.
I want it now, you know, it's like, you know, and again, I think for for other people, I think it's just natural, you know, but for us that we grew up in a certain area, because that right there, like I want it now and I want it, and do I really need it? And it just creates a whole different topic here.
Yeah, it
So
does.
yeah,
Yes, it does.
yeah,
And so yeah, maturing is always necessary. Like I said, it has carved me into what I am now. My responses is not so dramatic. I'm not always trying to quick to defend myself. I like to take things apart now and actually see, well, what's going on? Where is this person hurt? And obviously it's with me,
hmm
right?
hmm
So I correct that. Because like I said before, there's always something that you caused. You were in that situation somewhere, right?
I've always said that when it's like no matter what it is, you know, I know people don't like to hear it, but it takes two people.
Yes, yes, it
To make it
does.
work and to break it apart, it takes two people. I know that someone will say, no, you know, he was being a certain way and he acted like this. Again, it's the response that you
Yeah,
give. So you can feed into that and make it a whole different thing. So, yes, does someone have to start it? Sure. But you know what? You can finish it by not continuing that type of behavior. And that's what you're trying to reflect on and saying, okay,
yes,
what did I do in that situation that didn't really help the situation? And
absolutely.
yeah, I always say that. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
good.
And so always ask yourself, chat, what are the talents or traits that you have that you're grateful for,
Yeah.
right? You picked them up growing up. You
hmm
carved them out for yourself. It's huge.
Yeah.
You know, find out what is your purpose. Remember, we're all trying to find this journey for ourselves, and share it. There is faith too that can help you with your perspectives, right? For being thankful, how God has shown His care or provision for you recently. You know, we all say, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, thank you, God."
Yeah.
The car starts, "Thank you,
Yeah.
God."
Yeah.
My kid, he's finally coming back from his insane ways of thinking. Thank you, God.
And you know what? You made a good point right now, which is don't always thank God when it's that time. You know, when something happens or you need something to happen, thank
Absolutely.
God every day. You know,
Absolutely.
that's something that you could say that me and my wife started doing recently. We're praying a lot more.
Oh, that's
Thankful, yeah, like
awesome.
more for the food and stuff like that than we used to. Like we're really just trying to be more thankful. And again, you doing that, it's supposed to, like you said, you know, you thankful, right? So thankful for God.
Absolutely.
That's I think a good thing.
And you know that's one thing I do want to share with you guys is that there's so much power in prayer. A lot of people really they sadden me because we have a book that is really a manual. They're like, oh, I wish there was a manual in life. We do. We have the manual and actually have the authority. People pray and say, oh, well, I don't pray anymore because I don't ever get a result. Well, it's because like lawyers that go to college and learn what all that big book of laws is, you got to read your manual, right? And in that, once you understand it, you got to petition for what you need. And then God will bless you. And it's not what you want, it's what's good for you that he knows, right? Like we said about the glove, let God work through you, right? You ask and you said, if it's your will, then you go for it.
So guys, remember, be thankful.
Yes.
Share with us what you're thankful for. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you here next time, 6:30 Monday.
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time.
And remember,
there's no growth
without pain. Until next time.
Until next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.